Chat, here we go. We got another match. Another best of 5. Nupo and Rise. Nupo, by the way, I've been saying his name wrong, which of course was almost guaranteed. But I think it's more like Nwpo. It's closer, but also the P is apparently not a sound in Arabic either, so it's more like Nobo. But guys, I might stick with Nupo just because I've gotten used to it, and I'm sorry. And I just struggle with getting things perfectly right, and Nupo sounds, it's got so crisp, Anyways, Rise, on the other side of the field, has been playing in more 1v1s recently. Team Queso player, who has always been good at 1v1, hasn't really played too many show matches, but he has been playing a ton of them recently. He seems interested in playing more ones, and he's going to try and go up against Nupo, see if he can take him down. Nupo has been one of the more exciting players to play on our stream recently. The chat and, myself, giving him the title of maybe fastest ones player. If he gets this save, if he ends up getting this save, it'll be truly crazy. I wish I could check. I guess I could take all the replays of my matches and put them in, see who has like the fastest average speed. Because sometimes average speed, in fact, almost always average speed doesn't really correlate to the players we feel are playing the fastest. Because it's a little bit more ethereal what we're trying to explain when we say fastest. But it'd be interesting if also he was just the fastest by stats as well. Ryan's going to be given a free goal. This is sometimes a problem with Nupo, but not too much. We say he plays fast. We don't necessarily mean he plays insane aerial style, which I feel like sometimes people correlate mechanics and playing in the air really well with also just general speed. But no, he's just fast around the map and has himself a first goal, but Rise 2 in a row. Now trying to get a 50 on the goal line. Didn't feel like he could get it up around Rise. Yeah, the Cloud9 tag. I think the Queso guys have been trolling all of the Rocket League world. I think they all have a Cloud9 tag in game. Nupo looking for a long shot, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why people talk about him playing fast. Just so quick off the back wall. Rise thought he's going to have an opportunity to get in the way of this play, and watching from Rise's perspective, he wasn't even really close. It felt like he was closer watching from Nupo's, but no. Rise absolutely destroying, or getting destroyed, I should say. I like this car by Nupo. This isn't a direct copy of the Queso team, right? I know Joyo had a couple nice setups with these wheels, with colored... I can't think of the name of them, even though people ask all the time what are those wheels' names, and I always have to answer it, yet I can't think of it right now. Nupo reset, trying to find the bottom right corner. Rise is able to get the save. Reapers, thank you, chat. You guys always know. There's always enough people in chat that someone's... Wait, is that in? Oh. I guess I could have checked from Rise's perspective, but... Dude, this is just the way Nupo likes to play. Look at this insane early challenge, and he's like not going to get punished by it. Rise couldn't find a way in, and the Nupo recovers in time. This is just crazy. He has a style. We were talking yesterday about players who play with a very unique style. Who has the most unique style? I don't know. Just watching Nupo again, I feel like you kind of have to put him in the conversation. Nobody really plays like he does. He's able to get away with it. This is a good miss. Yeah. Really smart to not take that touch on the back wall. I want to see, will it show? Yeah, it's not even going to show us. I wonder if he was thinking about making a clear at any point, because he obviously recognized that the natural bounce off the wall was going to be so much better for him and would lead to an open net. Now he's got himself a 3-2 lead. Nice breezy setup. The 50, and it's in. He actually got nothing off the breezy. The flick moved it nowhere, but he's able to continue it on for a dribble and force it in with a 50. Those look like sky blue Reapers. I agree. When did Nupo turn 15? I think he turned 15 a few months ago, because he played in the last regional, or the last regionals. I don't know if he played in every single one. I want to say the first regional he couldn't play, so his team just sat out. And then he played in Regional 2 and 3 of the winter split. And so now he's playing in the spring as well. His team did qualify. They had qualifiers yesterday. Their day 3, or their final day. That's a really nice shot from Rise. Their day 3 was yesterday, and his team qualified. No longer called Jogo Benito or whatever. It's called Cola now. Cola, much easier to say. So that makes it easier for me. Rise, of course, both not having to play in those qualifiers, as well as the EU split is 1 week behind the North American and Middle East one. So it's a few weeks before Rise is going to have to play in the RLCS. Nupo, nice wall dashes. Trying to set up a double. Actually still almost found a way to score it, even with Rise up on the back wall. Look at this guy. He just doesn't slow down. Even though his shot didn't succeed, he takes it into his back corner. It feels like just because that's the only thing he can do while staying supersonic. He'd have to stop going supersonic if he wanted to keep it in the orange half. And that is just not an option when you're Nupo. And look at these challenges. This is the most surprising thing. He has these really early, kind of unorthodox, fast challenges. And then he somehow gets away with it. Like, this is what I'm talking about. How did he get away with that? He went to the ceiling so early, and he found a way to get back into play. He just popped it over Rise. He's not going to be able to get a goal from it. And even though it feels like the best play there was probably to just try and bump Rise or see if he could cut the ball back towards the net, that would force him to play a little bit slow. He doesn't want that. So he just booms the ball off the side wall and tries to find a way to make a play without slowing down. Oh my, if he got in that pinch, I would have had to absolutely pop off. But he doesn't get the pinch. He's still up 1 though. The ball's going to be on the ground. Nupo going to win game number 1. Man, he is so fun to watch. And he's up 1-0 against Rise. Game number 2. Dutch Lord says, is Nupo trying? Which is an interesting question to ask because of the way that he plays. I do feel like people could maybe think, you know, is he just not putting in his full effort? He's just trying to fly around the map. I do think this is him trying. I think he just has this style that works for him, and he sticks to it no matter what. And you see a lot of cases of this in the Rocket League world where maybe, you know, making an aerial play at a certain time isn't the best thing for a player to do, but that is what they do best, and that is their game. And so they don't pull away from it. And I actually think that's very smart because you don't want to compromise on how you want to play. As soon as you start doing that, it's usually when the other player gets to dictate everything and take control. And so Nupo, he loves to play fast. He loves to keep the ball moving. And he's not going to change that just because there might be a slight better opportunity at certain times. Now, he's going to go down 1-0 in game number 2. Rise camping away from this ball, trying to prep for a potential early challenge attempt from Nupo. But Nupo didn't take it. Instead, just turned for the shadow. So Rise given the opportunity to take a 1-goal lead. Oh, Nupo absolutely sent flying on his challenge. Rise maybe starting to get an idea of what he needs to do to go up against this player, and that is a lot of ball movement early so that Nupo cannot make a read on his early challenges. Rise, as soon as he gained control, getting that power slide cut to chip the ball past, has himself a 2-0 lead. Can he keep the fastest player at bay? I don't think either one of them resetting on the 100 there. Hadn't spawned yet. Rise would be the one to get it. A great wave dash. And these wall dashes look so solid. I would say of the players I see using wall dashes and trying to make them useful, you know, a lot of players use wall dashes that I think don't ever really help. But man, Nupos absolutely do. I was about to say, he plays it so well. And I don't know what it is about them. It's hard to kind of put it into words, but having watched tons of players try and get those to work and try and make them be useful, I feel like they frequently shoot past the play or they focus too hard on actually continuing the jumps that they're not thinking about the positioning of where they really want to be on the map. But right now, that does not look like the case at all with Nupo. It looks like he's perfectly using them to get himself exactly where he would want to be in the game. And it's very impressive. I would say AJ is another guy who has looked like he can do that at times. But it definitely is not a common mechanic we see from everybody in the game right now. I have a feeling we might one day say that's the case. Nupo, maybe one of the downsides of trying to play as fast as he always does is you don't frequently have boost. He's going to get himself demoed here as he doesn't pick up the back corner. It's a nice pre-flip to kind of pop it out of play, but no, he just power slided looking upfield. And not only did he not pick up the boost, but even if he did, he kind of power slided himself into a spot where he couldn't make a play. I feel like that power slide would need to be the other direction, point his nose back towards his own net. He was going to be forced into defense very soon. These pre-jumps are crazy. And he always seems to get away with them. Those wall dashes right there, not maybe one of the better ones, I would say, that he's been doing now that I've hyped him up about him. Nupo resets, and he dunks it in again. This is not the first time. He wasn't able to totally clutch it out in the first attempt, but he finishes it off with a really good challenge. Oh, Rise just trying to send it high. Nupo able to dunk it in. I feel like there could be a very hard counter to his playstyle. Yeah, I think that could be true. Because he has such kind of an extreme, unique playstyle, it would not surprise me there's a certain player who is kryptonite. But I was actually looking at his history of matches on stream, and he does have a tougher time with the top 5 or 10 so rated players. We've had him against, I think, Luis P and CRR and Moxie. You know, some of these guys who are trying to argue for the really high top-rated ones players, and he hasn't been able to get a win against them. Now, he's gotten tons of good wins. Rise, that's a good double. Maybe the best shot of the game. Well, we have to watch it again, unfortunately, for Rise. Demo, and as he tries to get up for the save, oof, that's a nasty read. People would be absolutely popping off if somebody on offense got that read. Nupo also struggles against Jesse. Wait, does he really? Do they play each other? Or are you just saying because Jesse is, you know, top 5 in the world, so obviously he's going to struggle? You just checked. We should see Nupo versus Rawas, 2 very iconic and unique playstyles. Yeah, I wonder how that would go. Rawas has had the edge over every Middle Eastern player with the exception of Khaled. And Fahad, actually. I take that back. So maybe not everybody. He's had a tough time with Fahad and Khaled. And really nobody else has given him trouble. But that is kind of the top 3 of the Rocket League 1v1 world. For a moment there in the swamp, it felt like TRK was maybe, going to put his name back in the conversation. But I think ones for TRK just has never been the focus like maybe some of the other players have. Rise. Gonna roll this in on an open net. 4-4. Gotta answer some DMs as well for our stream later tonight. Rise, a catch, a flick. Nupo able to save it away. Almost in trouble there on that second challenge, but got just enough of it. Rise probably going to look for a tight angle, but can't find it off the double, or at least didn't want to. Maybe felt like that shot wouldn't have been worth the risk. Nupo looking for the top right corner. Now Rise with time. Nupo pre-jumps yet again, and this time it doesn't work out for him. All these pre-jumps have somehow not punished him in the past. He does such a good job of recovering and getting back into the play again. But this time it won't happen. Rise dribbles it to the corner. Ties up the series. 1-1. Game number 3. Nupo and Rise haven't updated the scoreboard. But I can do that now without tabbing out, which is amazing. So 1-1 between Nupo and Rise. Who do you think would win, Feer or a Bronze 1? Okay, come on. Whoa, I just changed from player view or something. Nupo going to strike first. Rise 6-3 this game. Bronze 1, the thing about bronzes, which is always interesting in the YouTube videos, is like no one can ever find them. Because the reality is bronzes are people who don't play the game, right? Like they played it, they tried it for a bit, but ultimately they decided they don't want to play it. So like those people are not in tune with the social media of Rocket League, and so they basically can't be found. And that's the player that you guys are saying that I wouldn't be able to beat. Which is tough, you know. I know I haven't played any ranked games this season yet, but come on. Rise, this is going to be a tough shot to save. Tried to put it up behind Nupo. It's a really good challenge from Nupo, and he's done a solid job of getting the perfect touches off challenges around his net, especially when he has low boost. You know, there's a ton of these situations that often go in favor of the offensive player. And I think Nupo's actually done well to challenge late, like at the latest possible time he can, and get what would otherwise be considered kind of an awkward touch on the ball. You see a lot of players try and get up, you know, get dead center of the mass, challenge early to make sure they're there. Nupo doesn't seem to be doing that. He waits until the final moments, and then he actually, you know, chips the edge of the ball in all these 50s to give himself the movement he wants. Okay, Rise just basically own gold. I mean, I think he should have had this save. We're going to watch it again as he threw the whoops. He was just trying to control it, I think. Like, oh, I might as well just get a dribble off this. And instead, tapped it into his net. What time is the next stream? 4 p.m. my time. So 5 hours from now. That's when the RLCS is. Rise gets a first in this game number 3. Coming off a kickoff possession. Nupo, you know, maybe we're realizing why he doesn't go back and play a net too often. He does love his early challenges. When he is shadowing, he's pre-jumping like crazy. And that pre-jump put him slightly out of position. Nupo carry and reset. I mean, he really can't use it for anything other than to start his dribble, though. So far away from the net. Rise faster than Nupo in this occasion. Gave the ball just enough height because we watched it from Nupo's perspective. If that was a little bit lower, Nupo would have tried to challenge a moment earlier or at some point during the, you know, the ball traveling down the field. But Rise kept it out of his reach. Was able to finish it off to the bottom right corner. Nupo carry. He's going to go for 50 on the goal line. He pulled off of it maybe just a little bit too soon. If he had gotten a couple more touches, I think it would have set him up better for his goal line save. And now confidently sets up a pass to Rise and then gets back in front of it for the save. Oh my goodness. Such an interesting play style. Jumping 180 for the backwards air dribble. But he isn't able to score off of it, and instead Rise gets possession in a flick. So this is how you expect players playing like Nupo to, you know, get punished. You'd think jumping for a 180 dribble or a backwards dribble off of 180 and then holding that dribble for, you know, a second or two, that's not very easy. It's one thing to flip 180 and then instantly use your flip. It's basically like you're never driving backwards, but he was carrying it backwards for a moment before playing into the shot. And this time he comes back down to earth. He gets properly punished, and Rise will score again 4-3. We're streaming the RLCS qualifications for randoms. Day 3, the Swiss for the randoms. Nupo, nice save and a counter for a fourth. Who would win, a Plat 3 or Fear's wife? A Plat 3 would definitely win, but I do think there's a chance that my wife could be silver. She's played a little bit. I don't know how you get silver. How many hours do you think you need to have for silver? Silver 1. I feel like there's a chance. Probably like 7, 30 minutes. Yeah, she's definitely played at least 30 minutes. And I don't think she's played quite 7 hours though. Nupo backflip, or sorry, backwards challenge into a backflip challenge. Not going to work. Super far away. And also, I mean, I say it once again. I feel like I say it all the time. Really hard to get away with something like that. But right now, that has just been Nupo's playstyle. Exclusively doing things that are really hard to get away with and somehow getting away with it. Johnny wife for Feer up? Yeah, I don't think Johnny has a wife. I think he has a girlfriend based on stuff he said before. But I don't think he has a wife. Nupo reset. Oh, Rise just gave it to him for free, and he's not even going to be able to take it because he touched it to the back wall. Oh, he did get it still. Wow, that's actually a pretty impressive shot to quickly get that ball off the wall and find an angle. But Rise, he just handed that one for free. That challenge was not great. No matter what Nupo did, whether he used the flip or didn't, I think he was still going to get it over Rise. But hey, nice to erase a mistake with immediate kickoff. Silver is like 4 wins on a fresh account. Oh, wow. Yogi Beats. Even a tier 1 for 3 months. Appreciate it. 3 months. Pretty sure that's a new sub badge. So congratulations. All right. Rise with space. Nupo can let him have it. But how long will he let him have it? Deep fake challenge. And Rise. A bit of a speedy dribble to the point where you can't get away with the fake challenge. Because he's kind of moving. I guess he slowed it down there at the end. But he got it set up into position quickly and made it really hard for Nupo to make a save off of a fake challenge. He's going to have to try and go at it earlier. Long shots for Nupo, and he found it. Wow. Rise not able to get there. I don't think Raz was too terribly worried. You see him taking his trip to the midfield. Didn't expect a full field shot to make it past him. But that one actually made it past him with ease. He was nowhere close. Look at the way Nupo plays on defense. Yeah. All right. It's starting to make sense. Things that you would expect to happen to him are happening. He's just moving constantly in net, won't slow down. Like, it's okay, man. You can slow down a little bit if you want. But no. He actually waits until the worst moment to slow down. He finally slows down on the goal line, and then Rise is able to punish him. He probably would have been better off. Oh, gosh. Just continuing and trying to beat Rise for a challenge. Look at this flick. I don't know. Just something about that seemed very interesting. The slight setup on the back of his car. I don't know if he was canceling it or something. Nupo, the reset to the ground. Can't get the 50. Rise playing very patient. Nupo hasn't really set those aerials up well enough to force Rise to panic, because the outplay moment is happening so far away from the net. Rise can just sit and wait and then react to whatever he finally does. Long shot. I think that is in. Bottom left corner. That might be the key to this game number 3. As Rise puts himself up 1. Nine 8. Trying to close out this game. Set himself up on match point. Needs a solid kickoff to secure it, and I think he's got it. Oh, though. Aggressive on the ball. Actually might have a chance for a long shot opportunity. He does go for it. Rise recovers in time. And now there's almost no world in which Nupo is able to keep this up. So game number 3 going to go to Rise. Nupo won game 1, but Rise may be starting to figure it out a bit as he is up 2-1. Game number 4. Rise and Nupo. Rise going to start with an immediate wall to air dribble off the kickoff win. This is a good setup away from that near post, but really keep it high so Nupo could just easily make a defensive stand from the ground. And Nupo will hand over a free bucket at the start of this game. This is not unorthodox for him. He's done that a few times. I think in game 1, he handed over the first goal in a similar fashion. Why don't you use admin mode? You're talking about the admin mode that only RLCS admins have, as well as Johnny Boy, who has run an admin event for the Rocket League channel. And then I think Sunless actually also had it, which I thought was interesting. I don't know why Sunless got it, but I don't think that anybody can just get it. Be great. Maybe I should message him. I know there's somebody on the YouTube comments who talks about it like every single video. They make some comment about trying to get me admin mode, which is really nice. It's really, really nice for running matches like this. Somebody disconnects or something like that, you can just change the time back to where it happened or whatever, and not just like recreate the match. He had it because it was for charity. Sunless did it for the good of the planet. Oh, that's right. Did he do like a... Was it Team C's? Like a big game for Team C's? Nupo on a carry. Takes to the skies. Is he going to go air triple bump? He is. He doesn't ever get the bump. But he obviously did a good enough job of protecting the ball because Rise never once challenging, just rolling it out on the ground. I don't get why Sanix doesn't give it to everyone. It could definitely be problematic. I think I understand why they don't let everybody have it. It's a great shot from Rise. Actually kind of dropped it low with his reset, but Nupo was high on the back wall. Makes the low save tough. Imagine you're doing like RLCS quals, which a lot of people do, and there's no admins around, right? In the earlier stages, there's no official admins, so it's just the teams, I'm pretty sure. That is absolutely problematic. A team just bumps up the score a little bit, and then like you go to the smash and like it fetches the game score and it says one team won, and then it's just like their word against each other that one of them had bumped up the score artificially. It's like, yeah, dude, I don't know. You can't have that. You need to have somebody neutral in the private match who's in control of it. And I'm not sure there's an easy way to do that. So yeah, I definitely see why they don't just give it to everybody. But I tell you what, guys, I don't think that I'm ever going to qual for RLCS as a player. So if I'm in a match, I'm probably in there as either an admin or a spectator. So I think it could be safe to give it to me. I know my playing career at 29 years old and at Grand Champ 1, isn't necessarily over, right, chat? But I have a feeling it might be. Nice backflip from Nupo. He's had some trouble with the backflip challenges earlier. Only Ray not even playing into the joke at all. He just wants to make sure I know. Nupo, nice bump. Should have an open field and an easy goal. Nupo can't quite find the angle for a redirect off the kickoff. Would have been a tough one. Doesn't mean he's not trying to look for it. It's a good shot. Rise able to save it in stride, which means he wins the race to the back corner boost. And Nupo not even taking the midfield. He's going all the way back to his own corner, pre-jumping, and he's getting away with it. How has he done it again? That crazy pre-jump where he completely missed. He gets away with it. And then Rise going to pass in the ball 5-2. This is the thing. The way he challenges early and fast enough that players will, move the ball. They'll make the play to get an outplay on him, but they do it so far away from the net or so, timed the way they don't want it to be that they end up not being able to get a shot off of it. And then Nwpo's recoveries are so good that even though he went flying past the ball, he's back before the next shot. Nice shot from Nwpo. Oh my goodness. This is probably the shot of the series so far. A double reset, but he uses the second one for the wave dash shot and places it top right corner. Rise never stood a chance. And it comes at a time when Nwpo has been destroying. Up 6-2 now with 1:30 left to go. Really feeling like a game 5 between these two. And as I say that, Nwpo does a classic play of his. You can't not wave dash, right? Imagine not wave dashing anywhere. So he tries to force out a wave dash, misses it, and Rise shoots on the very easy open net. Rise with only 16 boosts, trying to make something happen. Did not, but clipping into Nwpo, that's a crazy pre-flip. Almost found a shot in a situation where he was too far away from the ball. It really felt like he couldn't. A pre-flip would have been the only way. Even though he didn't get a shot, he does hold on to possession because of that nice touch. And now, from the air, this is not a great setup. We talk all the time about the dribbles. Don't want to head them near the near post where that player can just wait on the back wall and never commit to the save. But right now, it doesn't really matter. As long as Nwpo continues to hold possession right now, he is just having Rise trail him around the field with a 3-goal lead with under a minute left to go and now 30 seconds left to go. It's a good chance he can hold on to it, but the problem is as soon as he gave over possession for the first moment in the last minute, he lets an easy roller go in. He has outplayed himself in net a few times now, and I don't know why. Why does he slow down when he is so committed to moving so quickly at every other moment in the game? But we've seen him at multiple times stop on the goal line. Might as well come out and try an early challenge on Rise. You somehow seem to get away with it every other moment in the game. Can we go next? Sure. I mean, we'll probably just wait out the 17 seconds because, whatever. We can create a new lobby. Nupo forcing game number 5. Game number 5. Nupo versus Rise. Has been a fun match so far, as it always is when we have Nupo on. But can he finish it off? Get a win over Rise, who has been playing really well in the 1v1 scene lately. That power shot gets countered, and this one does as well. Neither one of them being able to catch each other out of position. In fact, Nupo's going to continue to try to do so. Another power shot. Rise will slow it down for the first time in this game 5. Not the best of setups, and actually it's the reason why he gets a goal. It looked like he was going to take it down onto the ground for a dribble, and that's what Nupo thought too. Wait, what? But Rise plays it back up the wall. But watching from Nupo's perspective, it wasn't ever close. He was nowhere around it. He was just taking a fun trip to Rise's back corner for some reason. Nupo, the reset, takes it on the bounce. And he has been pretty consistently doing that. Hasn't liked his setups. Prefers to play it a little bit safer. And this should be an easy tap in for the Middle Eastern player as he ties it up. And with a minute down, we're even. Nupo looking for the double. Basically the only opportunity you can do that in ones when you got somebody low on boost off the kickoff. And this is one of the big reasons why you don't see it too often, because a miss is an own goal. Is the stream twice the speed? Or is he just that quick? Yeah, he is just that quick. We aren't playing it at 1.5 speed. Well, almost able to catch Rise out of position. Rise able to redirect the ball, and now Nupo's going to catch him out. Yeah, you can't do that. He is too quick, too strong, and puts on a power shot. Right after that flip from Rise, it was clear. That last flip to the corner sealed the deal. Nupo was going to be able to punish on that. Ties it up 2-2. Immediate kickoff goal? Yes. Make it 3-2. The 1-2 punch in ones, where you go from losing to leading by scoring and following it up with a quick kickoff. Rise, though. Oh, not quite able to bring it back. The shot weak. And in fact, Nupo with the demo. It would be crazy to doubt his speed here, but he is unable to get the double off the back wall. Too high. Rise is just going to hand him over a free goal. Says, you got close enough. I'll let you have it. I don't know why Rise got this poor touch. Let's see if we can see. I just didn't really have the boost. He wanted to make it clear, but he couldn't boost himself up the wall to get to the right position to clear it as it touched the wall, and he also couldn't use boost to jump late and get the clear because he had none. Nupo, the pre-jump, and it doesn't work. And Rise is back within one. Nupo not taking the immediate kickoff shot. Instead, the nice tornado spin into the catch, and he'll flick it over the top of Rise. Imagine just catching the ball regular. Nupo can't. Instead, not only using the tornado spin, but using his second jump to push himself back down to the ground quicker to pick it up, and then flicking it past. Nice pop. Look at these wall dashes. They're so clean. And he gets to come out of them with 30 boost, and that's the benefit. The reason why they're so helpful is because he gets to catch up to the play without using a single bit of boost. And now with 30, you can make an outplay. You can make something happen with 30 as opposed to having to use that 30 just to get right back to it. That means, you know, as you approach the ball, that touch will likely be one of your last strong ones. Not the case when Nupo wall dashes and holds on to as much as possible. Rise, tap off the back wall, recognizing Nupo diving a little bit too deep. Nupo trying to go for another tornado catch into a flick, but cannot get underneath the ball to get the right amount of power. Rise forced to flick early because he doesn't have much boost, and he needs to transfer the boost into ball momentum immediately. So he uses the flick and then follows it back up with the pad he's able to pick up to keep it high. Nice play considering the situation he was in. Another good kickoff for him. Could have taken that up the wall if he wanted to. It would have been a really easy one to set up for a wall to air dribble. They also had the option of turning it towards the net immediately. That's what he went with. But he hasn't been able to hold on to possession or the booster ball. So Nupo gets a demo and retakes the lead. I think that was a stall, not a second jump. Oh, really? So he just stalled. So he's purely just styling. He didn't even push himself back down to the ground with a jump. If he's stalling in the air, that's just absolutely a flex for no reason. Rise, hoping to connect with the ball in the front of his car, but flew underneath it. So really didn't get any movements. Rise going to take a trip to the corner boost. Nupo says, I'll take my free net. Oh, he didn't even take it. I feel like he could have still gotten around that ball and taken the shot. But Rise has got to realize the way Nupo plays, the way he moves around the field, he is not playing conventionally. If he loses a kickoff, he's not trailing back to his own corner boost. That's a nice ceiling reset, by the way, but it's just so casual for him now. Rise. Almost able to catch Nupo creeping too far upfield. Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised Nupo pulled off this one. He had a couple good wave dashes. He had at least one last good challenge left in him. But no, he lets Rise have possession. And I would say earlier, Rise is completely destroying him on those. This is the first time Nupo was able to get any sort of save. And even then, he gets demoed shortly after, and Rise is able to score. So it goes back to me being so surprised that considering Nupo had some good momentum to challenge, he turned off the ball just let Rise have those ISO situations. I mean, that's when Rise has been playing well. When Nupo waits in net and Rise gets to just set up a dribble, he's always found something good. Now, a direct kickoff, and he's back within 1. Rise losing this kickoff, and I can't believe Nupo went for an early shot there. Pretty obvious that Rise was ready to make the save, but luckily for him, Rise tried to counter him on a power shot, even though Nupo was more than ready to make the save. Nupo's so quick out of the corner. Tried to chip it up to himself midfield. Now he's undercutting. Oh, don't do it to him. All right. He can't not go for a stylish shot. That would have been truly nasty if he was able to get it. But instead, in a game where he's up 8-7 and there's only 20 seconds left in the game, he goes for what would have been a crazy shot and lets Rise tie it back up. People will once again say, you know, is Nupo trying? I don't think that shots like that are necessarily indicative of him not trying. This is just how he plays. He's got faith in himself. He wants to play offense like that. And, you know, maybe with a little bit more money on the line or something, he doesn't go for that last shot. But, oh, Rise! He made the outplay, the pre-jump. Once again, Nupo gets away with it. He loves his pre-jump. And this time, it forces Rise to take the ball low and too low. He drops it to the ground and cannot score in the final moment. So Game 5 overtime. Rise and Nupo the pre-jump again! This time, there's no way he's getting away with it. It will fall into the net. And Nupo is nothing but consistent. There is a way he wants to play, and he's not going to change no matter what's happening in the game. And this time, the pre-jump was too ambitious. 9-8. Rise gets the win in Game 5. But a very exciting match it was.